Good morning, beautiful people. I would like to have a conversation with you today about boundaries and about saying no. And this is a subject that I find myself a lot talking about with my clients in therapy. And I want to tell you that actually boundaries and saying no in a relationship is an act of self-love, but it's also an act of loving the other person and also loving the relationship itself. I think it's really important how we say no and how we put boundaries, because many times when we say no or when we tell somebody that we're not really in the mood to meet them and we don't want to meet them because we want to spend some time with ourselves or we need some time for something else, we always feel very guilty and we have a lot of guilt coming up. It's very difficult to say a full yes, and then we just say maybe, or we go and we meet them, or we do what they ask of us, and then we don't have all our heart in. And actually, this hinders the relationship. So, the next time that you want to say no to somebody, or you want to tell them that you're not available or that you cannot help them with that, please know that if you decide to put a boundary, the other person is still going to love you. Because oftentimes we feel guilty when we say no, and we say no, we say yes out of duty because we're afraid we're going to lose the love of the other people, or that the other person is going to feel upset with us. And that's fine. People are allowed to feel upset with us. Nothing bad is going to happen. You can always go and talk about it and see what you needed and what they needed, and find a way that you both negotiate what just happened and if your relationship has been hindered. So when you say no to somebody, it's very nice to tell them, actually, I would love to be with you. I would love to help you with this. However, please know that I'm not available, or I just need some time to myself right now. Because when you say no, when you put a boundary in place, you're actually taking care of the relationship. You are taking care of the other person whilst also taking care of yourself. Because if you say yes and then it's not a full hard yes, you go and you do the thing that that person asked you to do, or you spend time with that person and you're not fully there. You're not fully present. You are not enjoying yourself. You are not enjoying the company of the other person. You are not enjoying helping them. And then it's not pleasurable. And if it's not pleasurable for you, then you're not taking care of the relationship. So many times when we put a boundary in place, we're actually taking care of the other by taking care of ourselves first. And it's really important to tell people nicely, like, I really love you, I would really love to meet you. However, right now I need some time with myself. Or I'm sorry, I can't help you with this. Or I'm sorry, but in the next few days I'm not available. Or I just need time for something else. Or I'm sorry, I'm not available to help you with this. Maybe I can help you with somebody who can help you with this. Maybe I can give you a phone number or not. But just letting the other person know that you're not fully there for them, it's oftentimes a sign of loving the other person and loving yourself and loving the relationship. So don't feel ashamed to put a boundary in place. When you don't like how somebody is treating you, it's fine to tell them. It's very important that you communicate early on what you don't like, because what usually happens is that we postpone telling people what we don't like, and then we build up a lot of resentment and a lot of frustration and a lot of hate. And then when we finally put that boundary, we put it in a way that really wipes the other person out. It really hinders the relationship. We shout, or we just completely close off, or we completely break it, or we make a really big fight. So it's really important to communicate your boundaries. You cannot expect people to know where your boundaries are. This is your responsibility. It's your responsibility as an adult, firstly, to tell people, hey, this hurts, or hey, this isn't working for me, or I don't really like this, I don't really enjoy this, I need something else. Because this idea that people know where our boundaries are, or they just know what we like or what we don't like, it's a fantasy that is left from childhood. It's a leftover from our childhood when we couldn't clearly communicate with our parents, and we expected them to know where our boundary is, and we expected them to meet our needs. So actually, it's our responsibility to kindly tell people what our needs are and what our boundaries are, and to tell them no in a loving, calm, warm way. And we also have to give them space to feel disappointed that we put a boundary and we said no. And that's fine. Because this is the only way that we really truly take care of a relationship that we cherish. Thank you so much for giving me part of your time. I love you. I hope you have an amazing day, and see you soon.